Thank you very much to be here with us. I would like to invite to the stage their first presenter, Breno. He's going to talk about cost optimizations. I think the title will come briefly here. No? See, that's why I don't use this.
I was testing production.
Okay.
Testing production because I cannot go after.
Okay, so Breno, thank you very much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I will take you from home. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I have a presentation today, but I'm going to talk for 20 minutes, and I don't like to be talking 20 minutes non-stop. It's quite boring. And I'm going to need you guys' help during the presentation. I have a few slides, a few points that I'm going to ask you guys if you want to see that or not. And I will not get sad, depressed, and cry behind the scenes after if you guys say, no, I don't want to see. I want you to leave. I want to hear the next guy because he was on the picture, not me. And I didn't feel sad about that. And can we make this deal? Can we do that together? Is that fine? Okay, cool. I've had some thumbs up. I will ask the people that did the thumbs up. And that's my presentation. It's a shorter title. It's Unlock Hidden Savings. And this is the nice part, transform cost efficient with minimal effort. And what I'm going to talk today is a use case. It was an interesting experience that I had at my clients, I would say. Maybe you guys will know the name. And I need you guys' help to go with a very interesting journey that I passed. And how it happened and how it goes and how I did it. And of course, if you guys say, no, I don't want to, I'm going to jump it as I mentioned before. And to start with, present to me. This is me. My name is Breno. I'm 27 years old. I know I look very young. I know that. And I'm Brazilian from Salvador, the best city of Brazil. I know. After Salvador, Utrecht. Sorry, people from North Brabant. And I have a few hobbies that I include in my life that's mainly being frustrated. I've been frustrated all the time in my life, doing a lot of things that I end up being very bad. And I'm recently start to play piano, so I'm very bad at it. I just figured out that's very hard to use the keys. I thought I can type on keyboard, but I can't do the piano. And I try to draw because I can't type, so I'm gonna do that, but I realized that I don't have a good coordination, so I gave up on that. And I have learned Dutch. I don't have to speak much about that, right? I think everyone here knows that how complicated it is, but one day we're gonna achieve that. And this is the agenda for today. I'm gonna need you guys to use your imagination, at least from the first part. Then I'm gonna show you guys some problem. Then we can see how we're gonna overcome it together. That's the part that I want to do together. If you don't want to speak, I want you guys to also help me to solve this problem. I'm gonna solve it together. I'm gonna show some results, takeaways, and some reference, okay? And let's start this journey together. And as you can see, there is an image of a guy going to a hiking for money. It's not the leprechaun that's gonna get money. It was a nice experience. I want you guys to imagine something interesting. Does someone here have done hiking before in their life? Do you know what hiking is? Okay, some people did hiking. That's super nice. For the one that doesn't know what hiking is you go up the mountain, feel depressed, then you go down the mountain, feel depressed again. That's hiking. You just suffer all the time. And I love hiking. I did the hiking once, and I will never do it again because the experience was so good that I don't want to break the experience. And one part of the experience that I went up the mountain, and as you can imagine, I don't have a health physique to go up in the mountain, and I got super hungry. But I said, okay, now I have to go down. I cannot jump. I have to go down again and do whatever I have to do. And then I went out to the mountain, and I was really hungry, and I was desperate, and I thought, okay, I am in this weird country that I cannot mention the name, France, and I didn't speak the language, and I said, okay, I have to find a restaurant immediately to eat something. And I went to the first restaurant that I saw, and the restaurant had a bunch of salad. And I try my best to be healthy. The one that know me, I really try to be healthy, try to eat fine, try to have a nice, well-balanced food, bitterball and lettuce. And I ate a lot of salad because I said, okay, I just did a lot of hiking and need to have health food on my body. And I just ate a lot. And after that, I paid we're gonna pay the bill, of course, not steal the money. And I paid 90 euros for the salad. And I was like, damn it. That's expensive. And I said, okay, fine, pay the bills. I was a friend there, a tourist, just okay, have money, I'm gonna go there. Whew. And then later at the time, talking with some friends about this adventure, the friend mentioned, oh, I went to the same restaurant that you did. So that's amazing. And my friend told me, hey, I ate some salad, meat, dessert, drinks. And I was thinking, damn it, man, you probably pay a fortune, like 1,000 euros easily, because I ate a salad, 90 euros. What do you guys imagine, right? How much do you think you got paid? Night? The guy, right, give a gift for this guy because it was obvious. But X said the same price. And I was like, what the hell? Why did I pay night and I just ate a salad? Why did you eat all of this thing you paid night? Because the guy said, read the signs. It was all you can eat restaurant. And that's exactly what happened. True story. And that's exactly what happened with me and my team, but not with food, of course. I'm not a restaurant. I don't work in a restaurant, I wish. But it was with service bus. Does someone here doesn't know what service bus is? Okay, a few people doesn't know. Okay, we're gonna discuss later, not now, because I also don't know. We're gonna figure out the problem now together. And this is a graph from 2 projects part of my team. To make an example, because it's quite confusing, my team is a big team, and we work in 2 big parts of a big process. I work in the very beginning, and the other project works in the very end. And one day, I was going around at Azure, and I saw this graph that we were paying 900 euros for service bus. And I was, oh, interesting. And then I went to the other team, and I was, oh, they're also paying 900, so the price match. The interesting part is that one team, we were sending 200 messages a year. 200 messages a year. It's less than 1 per day. It's like 0.8. And the other team was paying the same price and sending 50,000 messages per day. And I was, very interesting. That sounds like a case that there is a problem happening or paying too much money. And as you may imagine, I am a high-level engineer. I am the best of the best, and I did the best thing that every kind of high-level best engineer can do in this situation. I just, not my problem. I went to do my coding, learn Kotlin because it's fun. I'm not a Azure engineer. I don't understand Azure. I don't understand this stuff. But, for people that know me, I have some, not mental problems, but voices in my head, that's better. It's not a mental problem, okay? I was diagnosed, I'm some. I have some voices in my head, and my voice in my head said, hey, Breno, you have to do something. And I was, okay, I have to do something. I have to figure out what to do. And I don't know what to do. I don't understand service bus. I didn't know service bus. And personally, I have 3 steps that I like to go the triangle of chaos. That's the way that I have to deal with problems that I don't know how to solve. And the first part of the triangle of chaos is ask a question. Whenever I have a problem, I ask a question to the problem. The second step, do some research, because most of the time, I don't have the answer. So I have to do some research, asking people to figure out what's happening. And then, of course, I answer the question, and then I go back to the problem until I have all the answers that seems enough to solve the problem. And last part, and the most important, I follow Leonard's North rules. Does someone here know Leonard's North? That's very disappointing. For real. I was expecting a lot of people to learn. Leonard's North is a high philosophy from the contemporary society. He's like the biggest of the biggest. I'm going to present you guys for him. He's amazing. He's super cool. He has some really nice saying about dealing with problems. And I want to do together with you guys. I have a few questions, and I'm going to answer together with you guys. And that's the part. I have a few slides for questions. Do you guys want to see the questions or not? I can just jump. It's, 6 slides, and the presentation will be cut around 10 minutes. Do you want to see the questions and the answers, or just jump to whatever will happen later? I don't know if it will make sense during the presentation, but do you guys want? Yeah. Show the question? Okay, I'll show the question. So the first question is, how can you make the service bus cheaper? What is the most trouble thing? It's super expensive, I need to make it cheap. And the answer is, I don't know. I don't understand service bus. I don't know about service bus. I don't even know how the things works. And then I went to research. And service bus is a broker. So for the people that doesn't know what a broker is, it's just a thing that's stay in the middle, and you throw a lot of message, like PostNL. And like PostNL, it will try to deliver the message as the maximum capacity as it can. But you can send one message, and everyone that's listened to that street will receive the message. So that's, in a nutshell, what a message, the service bus, a broker is. And then I was investigating at my client, and I was, okay, how can I make this service bus thing cheaper? And actually, we can't, because of some compliance at my client, because I work in a very bureaucratic company, we can't make it cheaper because we are forced to use premium. In premium service bus costs 831 cents per hour. So it's a fixed amount, so I cannot change it. So it's gonna be changed throughout the month, of course, but we'll not change it. Okay, doesn't help much. So the next question, why are we using service bus? Do we need to use service bus? That was the question they answered. So we're using this tool, why are we using this stuff? And later talk with people, I understand that, we need service bus because we need, that's an important part. We need to send message from one service to another service. That's it. So we said, okay, send one message from one service to another service asynchronously. That is the need. That was the necessity. And we use service bus because people overthink, so they choose service bus. And that was exactly what I found out. Then I got the third question. Can we replace with something cheaper? And I don't know. I don't know all the service in Azure, so I went to research again. And that's what I do some research. And then I have this beautiful table that I did. I mean, I'm lying, I didn't do it. I got from Azure. And this has all the main service on Azure that works with asynchronous message. So the first one, service bus, we know, broker, so it's high value for enterprise message. It's really good, has tons of features, super amazing. Integration easy to use, require more complex and configuration, but quite flexible. Then I found out Event Hub. Does someone have heard about Event Hub in their life? No? Okay. Event Hub for IoT. So if you have, I don't know, a farm, and you want to really measure how much milliliters of water each small station of your farm is consuming, and the soil is really producing, and you have to send zillions of data in a nanoseconds, Event Hub. It will deal with the problem for you. But it's freaking expensive, not what I need. And then I found Event Grid. And you guys might imagine that is the champion. And it's reactive programming, so it's quite of what I need. You know, one service to the other, reactive program. That's what oops. Spoiler alert. And the most important part, because I don't care about the rest, the most important part is pricing. And if you see, pricing per million operations, 156 cents. And there is a nice thing. Free usage until 100K operations. So I think everyone knows who is the champion. Does someone want to guess which one I chose? Service Bus. Service Bus, well done, man. You are amazing. Congratulations. I kept Service Bus because I'm just here to take you guys' time and normalize. I use Event Grid because there is something also interesting about Service Bus that I highlight in yellow. I hope these yellows are not daltonic. Very easy to set up with triggers and binds in Azure functions. And nice thing about my architecture, it's serverless. I have a lot of functions. Does someone doesn't know what serverless is? If you are shy, you can tell people. Don't worry. Don't know. Serverless, in nutshell, it's a system that doesn't have a server, but it has a server, but it doesn't stay up all the time running. And you create small parts of the servers to execute. So whenever you build an application, you have a big application of everything running all the time up to receive your request. A serverless computing, you're gonna focus on small parts of that, and you're gonna deploy in your environment. So that's, in a nutshell, what serverless is. We can discuss together later. I can show a nice graph that I have. And yeah, answer the question, yes, with Event Grid, the nice thing that I didn't know, talk with the rest of the team, we have experience. We already use Event Grid. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? Now I already have enough questions to try to answer, so I can replace with something cheaper, and I have to figure out to build a plan, right? To know what to do to solve it. And that's where Leonard's Snark happened. And Leonard's Snark has a really nice idea. The first one, make the plan. Second one, execute the plan. Third rule, expect the plan to go off rails. Fourth rule, throw away the plan because, plan doesn't work. And that's what I'm gonna do again. And I have a question. I have 10 slides.
What's the point with the whole plan?
Just to make, because sounds cool. You know when you have to talk with the business and they want to ask you, what you're gonna do? You have to say something to them? That's what the plan works for. Just to tell the business to make them happy. And they think that they understand what you're doing. Say, I'm going to do those cool things. I said, nice. And that's it. That's the plan. Well, just throw it. But I'm joking. Plans are nice. Do plans. So people are not against plans. A bit. So do you guys want to go through the plan with me or not? I have. Yes, please. Really? Oh my gosh. Why do you guys don't touch? So the first part, let's do together. That's replace Service Bus with Event Grid for the microservice as the sender, right? As I said, one service to another service. One is the sender, other the consumer. And that's quite easy. That was really easy. This is the Service Bus implementation. I have a specific class, notification producer. some constructor that doesn't matter much, and this is the part that really matters. So I bind with Stream Bridge, and the fun fact is that I was using function, and it works really well with stream service. So if you want to use Spring Stream, you just plug and play, and the service bus is working. It's like magic. It's amazing. And that's the event grid implementation. Almost the same thing. As you see, the implementation is quite similar, just change a few parts, but even the data that I'm receiving is the same. But event grids doesn't work magically, and you have to do a small configuration in Azure that took me a lot of time, 2 hours, to figure out. For me, it's a lot of time. Okay, you have to work 2 hours straight to figure out the problem. It's too much. And to solve this problem, it's mainly a weird problem with Azure Functions in Java because Microsoft seems to not like Java. I don't know why. And just because Java is super heavy. And you have to connect to the credentials. So this is the only thing that you have to really build to make the function works and connect with the Azure entity. Okay, first part of the plan done. So see, plans are cool. You can use plans. It helps you. Then we have the second part, refactor microservice B, the receiver, from web app to functional, because we build as a web application. So we have a chunk of code running like crazy in Azure, making the bills go high and crazy. And yeah, I did some stuffs that are cool in order to do this refactoring in a minimal effort as possible. Those guys want to know what it is? Or I can skip. It's just choose, okay, you want to see, okay, what people want to see. And the second part is the adoption of clean architecture. Does someone here doesn't know about clean architecture? No people, okay, clean architecture. Looks clean in the beginning, but there is a nice saying that's a software design philosophy that emphasizes the separation of concerns. I love this point, concerns, because when someone brings me a problem, I say, yeah, that's not my concern. So it's not my problem, it's not of my responsibility. And that's what concern really is on the clean architecture. It really tries to segregate the pieces, and I love this diagram, because if you go to the internet right now and search for clean architecture diagrams, you can Google if you want after. And you can see it's horrible. They have a high level abstraction and understand nothing. So how do I do this thing? And that's the part important. How do you do the thing? How do you do the clean architecture? How can I be clean? I want to be clean. And that's what I will show you guys, how to go from dirt to clean. And the first part was, at least for me, to introduce this idea, at least for my team. And as you may imagine, change is hard. And whenever you go to a lot of people that used to code in a way and they want to say, I want to do something different, something that you're not used to, something that's completely crazy and not common at all, the people will say, no, I don't want to do that. So it's important to start slow. And that's what I call the first part, that's just renaming. For people that program in Java, this is mainly package naming. For people that are .NET, like namespace and project level. For people that work with JavaScript, it's folder. And people that work with PHP, I don't know why you're here. Who are you? I don't know. But yeah, as the first part we're used to do, this is the usual Spring Boot application. So we have a controller, service, repository, configuration. And most of them are very tight with each other. So if you delete one, the other will break. If you delete the other will break, and for one. The second step, segregate. And as you see now, we have a segregation of concerns. If you guys have a good memory from the one slide ago, that I have the blue part and the black part. Black part's core is this guy. Core is business, like everything that's related to the business, everything that the PO, the BA will make you tired, you're gonna put there. You're gonna write the code to put here. And everything that's cool, like REST APIs, database, the cool parts, here. So you really separate the concerns of the application, the responsibilities. But it's still not the high level of that you can really get the best out of it. But you already get something cool. As you can see, the arrows, entry points, talk with control, core, talk with gateway. And then you have the entry point, talk with the use case. Then the use case talk with the data provider go to data provider again, because that's how it works. And the cool thing is this blue thing is interface. Use interface. Interfaces are cool. You can use it here also, but yeah, doesn't look cool. And then you have the last part, it's focus. Why I say focus is because here is still very similar to that. As you can see, it doesn't change much because I still have all the layers all messed up together. That's crazy and horrible. But here you really have the context on each part. So I don't know, if you're talking about notification, just a random example that I thought of myself. If you're thinking about notification, I want you to talking about and deal with the REST API for notification. Here, I want you to say, hey, I want to go to the app, I want you to go to notification, I want to find it here, to make it easy. And if I want you to deal with the business part, hey, the flow of notification changed for some reason, I want you to go here. So it's really focused on separation of concerns. And this doesn't finish there. This is a process that I have been building for a few years, like 2 years, to slowly stop to use the usual MVC. And yeah, with that, we finish the second part. Nice, we are halfway there. The most fun part of everything, Azure. Does someone here have experience with Azure? Like to use Azure?
These are two very different questions.
Really different question.
Yes, I like to make them together because no one likes to do with Azure. AWS is not also bad. I like GCP. I'm joking. I hate all of them. But I'm horrible cloud geolord. But I like. And then the last part is update the Azure infrastructure, right? We have the service bus that's taking all of our money, and then we have to replace with event grid. So how to do this thing? You have a steps. I have a plan. See, this is why plans are good. Use a plan to show people what you're gonna do. So the first part, change the producer from web app to function, and that's nice. Create a new topic, and I'm gonna explain what topic is. Connect consumer to the topic, and the other part, remove service bus. 2, 3, and 4, I can show you guys. It's cool, it's super nice. But the number 1, I can't because it's really long, it's really boring, it's super technical. And if you want, I can sit with you and show how to do all this crazy stuff. But it's not, the time doesn't allow me. And then there is something that allows me to do those things in a very easy way. And I hope everyone heard about that before, is infrastructure as a code. I think everyone heard about that. Haven't anyone heard about infrastructure as a code? Nice, everyone is amazing. I love you people. And in Azure, we also have infrastructure as a code. And it's called Bicep. It's not like mine, that's weak, but it's a very powerful tool. And Microsoft has this definition. Bicep is a domain-specific language that uses declarative syntax to deploy Azure resource. Sounds beautiful, I really love it. In general, Bicep is a JSON with steroids that had a partnership with YAML, and you can run in Azure. So that's Bicep in a nutshell. And you can make a Bicep in a very fun way. That if you work in Azure, you can export the templates. Unfortunately, I can't show you that. But when you export the templates from Azure, that big JSON, like the endless JSON, it's called ARM. ARM templates. And then you have Bicep. So Microsoft was very catchy with the name. I love Microsoft does it. It's really amazing, like they do things. Like, wow, I have ARM, I'm gonna Bicep. That's why they call Bicep actually. And then this is what we are gonna do together. We are gonna show you what to do to build the event grid. So we have a resource group. I don't know how to call resource group in AWS. How it's called?
There's not.
There is not? Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds cool. That sounds...
Yeah, it's Azure it's a concept from Azure.
Nice. I'm gonna go to AWS. I don't like resource group. It's nice to organize, but I love to manage. And inside of resource group, you build an event grid topic. It's a resource. You really build there. And then inside of the event grid topic, you create a subscription. That's it. And on the subscription, you plug your Azure function. That's gonna be the trigger. So if someone throws a message on this subscription, that Azure function will be called. That's it. Super beautiful. Let's see how it does. So this is the old code of the service bus. So I want you guys to take a look. This is Bicep. As I said, JSON with YAML and some steroids and powerful stuffs. And doesn't seem that much complicated. And that's a very cut part because the file is really big because I have a lot of stuff for service bus. But yes, you can set up a lot of stuff. And this is the guy that was making me pay a lot of money. And then you have the queue. So you have a service bus, and to send a message on the broker, you need a queue. So you send all the message there, and whoever is listening to the queue will receive the message. Let's do some push-ups again for the event grid. Very similar, as you can see, nothing much different. You have the topic that you create, very basic, that's amazing. And then you use the topic name later. As I said, Bicep has some cool stuff. So in one file, I can create this crazy stuff. And in another file, I can say, hey, give me that resource that you created here now, because now I need to use. So it's kind of very handy when you really want to segregate your file and make the whole infrastructure as a code very modular. And then you do the subscription. And this is the key part, the function name. So you just attach the function name there that's going to be called in the application. And yeah, all of that took me 12 days. And there is something important about those 12 days, because it was spread over 2 Fridays. And Fridays is highlighted because it's not just the best day of the week because we don't work. It's also had a really big impact on the work that I did. Kind of did. And it's mainly 12 because I had to do a sprint. My team is 10 days. And yeah, I have some results. And before I show the results, I want to be very open-hearted. I have to be very sincere. They say that size doesn't matter, and indeed, just because it's small, just because it's not that impactful, it still means a lot, because what matters is that the impact that you're going to cause at the person, the quality of the service that you do. So it can't much, but it's an honest work, it's an honest result. It really have an impact. And that's the impact. So we have a reduction of 22% of the costs of our total Azure subscription. And it's $900 per month because we have development and production. We are cool, we have 2 environments. And use infrastructure as a code to create those 2 environments. And just this year, 2024, we saved 5,000 euros. And that's very nice. I wish this money came to me. And just yearly, we saved 10,000 euros. So this project is up for 2 years already. So 20,000 euros just that we wasted for you, just waste money, throw away. And unfortunately, my team didn't want to give to me. I tried to talk to my manager, and she said, no, that's not correct. Bullshit. And yeah, and just to conclude, I want to bring some takeaways that I want to summarize the whole presentation that I took you guys 20 minutes talking in like 4 seconds, not 4 seconds, a bit more than that. So the first part that really allowed me to do this whole thing in 12 days, it was very natural change, is build adaptive software, clean architecture, and test with Art Unit. So Art Unit, for the one that doesn't know, is a unit test for the architecture. So you can implement a lot of rules that you're going to validate if your code is really concise. It's really following the rules of the clean architecture that you expect to be followed. The other part, use infrastructure as a code. So as you see, it was very natural transition from service bus to event grid, just build some cool JSON. Best part, you don't have to build the JSON. Build in Azure, export the ARM, open Visual Studio Code, paste as a Bicep file, bam, magical, everything is going to be converted. That's amazing, it's life change. Third part, regularly review your costs and question it, because that's happened on a Friday, and I was just, let me watch some anime, I don't have to work. And we always receive alerts from Azure saying that, hey, your budget is high, but yeah, the application grow. Yeah, your budget's high, yeah, the application grow. Yeah, the budget's high. I said, okay, that's something wrong. Why is the budget so high all the time? So sometimes it's really nice to really question, why is that so high? What can I do? And if you can have another project to compare what you're doing with the others doing, if you're really paying the most of it, do that. It's really cool. And something very, 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 very important, that's a thing that's allowed to have all of these things, was this part. And this part is mainly create time to improve. Sounds boring, sounds ridiculous, looks like someone tried to sell something, like a religious person with a book to try to convince you of something, but that was something really nice that I brought to my team. As an engineer, I brought this idea to my team, and we call improvement hour. So what does it mean? Every Friday, I brought this to team to not do anything. Improvement hours is mainly something that you can have a day. We call hours, but we actually just the day, and we choose Friday. So every engineer, PO, BA, whoever wants to do, even test, I don't know if test don't work much, but even the test, they can do whatever they want. That's it, do whatever they want. Like, hey, I want to try a new framework. I want to use, Quarks. I want to go to use Kotlin. I want to cut some costs. I want to learn about Azure. How does it work? How does it go? And this allow me to do that. And since the team start to build confidence, as more as you bring solutions, the more you bring parts of the team will really embrace this and say, hey, yeah, this seems cool. You have a plan. See, plans are important. Build a plan, show to them, hey, I have a plan. I know how to do this problem. And they will feel, nice, let's put in the sprint. And this was really impactful for me. So I would evangelize this idea for you guys, usually implement our. And I have some references, so I have a lot of icons, and those icons are not mine, and I don't want to be sued. I don't want a fee again. No, I don't have money to that. I save it from Azure, but I don't have it. Thanks so much, everyone. I hope you guys like it. That's it. Do you have time for questions?
Yes, really nice presentation. Thank you, Breno. Any questions? Yes?
I was curious about performance testing. Did you notice any changes when you did transition from one solution to another one?
No change at all. As you saw, our usage was really small. It was 200 messages a day. And Event Grid surprisingly works very fast. It's really fast. The problem with Event Grid is, as you saw, it's 100,000 messages. That's 100,000 messages for free. If you pick this, things start to get really crazy. So I did a performance test just to, hey, what's happening if I send 1,000? The cost is not much, but it starts to get a bit flaky. So Azure say that the accuracy is 99.999% that you're going to receive. But after 1,000, things get a bit crazy. I'm not sure if that's because we use the basic version, because we could use the basic, but maybe the premium has more feature. But in terms for our use case, if you have a really small use case, you notice nothing. It's really natural. It's really cool.
Yeah, you look at the subject by money-wise, it's really, yeah, you get a good profit. But the thing is, how did you consider the scalability, latency? On the other hand, caching, when you, for example, in the Kafka, when your pod is down or your broker is down, the other brokers are still keeping the message and something like that. Do you consider these problems while bringing this solution to your application?
Yes, and that was part of the question, to really understand what we need. And in the beginning of the project, we thought, hey, we're going to have a really big project that you're going to do a zillion of stuff, and you're going to send them a lot of messages. So let's build the highest scalable service as possible. But at the end, we didn't use. So at the end, after migrating to Event Grid, it was a very natural transition because I knew exactly the use case. I knew exactly how many messages would you get, 200 per year. So I knew that this will not be impactful. But in the very beginning of the project, we thought about that, how can you scale, how can we make it happen? But as I said, it was one microservice to the other. So we couldn't even notice any difference of performance because it's one-to-one. So it's really, it was nothing for the service bus to really, hey, let me see the performance issue with that, because you can't. Because you have like a Ferrari to walking around the neighborhood in the Eindhoven while it's snowing. It's not nice. You will not notice the impacts. You don't feel it, unfortunately. Any other question?
I'm wondering about why the decision to transition from a deployable service into an Azure function. Is it because it is the only way to make use of these event grids, or you just realize like, okay, this has a very specific functionality, that's why I'm just going to deploy it as a serverless?
Yes, so whenever you have in Azure, you have a function, you have to have a plan. You have a plan. So that plan have a fixed cost that you're going to pay per month. Whenever you use a function, that plan will be no impact. You not pay for that. But whenever you have a web app, you pay for that. The web application will be running all the time. It's consuming server. Even though it's not using, it's still running. You can just hit. And our application is mostly function. I think 99% of the microservices that we have are function. Because our application is really small. As you saw, it's 200 messages a year. So for us, it doesn't worth to pay a lot of money to have the flexibility and power of our web application, because we don't need. Because we really don't need, and that's okay. For example, we don't even use the warm-up of function. We kept the function idle because the usage is so low that doesn't change. So you can connect a web app with Event Grid. It works fine. You can just change the endpoint type to our web application. It will work. But for us, it was just, why pay more? I can even make the whole solution even cheaper. I can even reduce the cost that I'm having, and it's for function, it's really nice. You just tell the name of the function, just connect. On web app, you have to configure the API that you're going to use.
Good, thanks.
We would like to thank you, Breno. This is a gift for you.
Oh, nice.
And a round of applause for Breno.
you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. And I'll see you in the next one.